Guys, I'm George with Pop Entertainment, and today we're here with
Noah Centineo.
and
Lana Condor.
all right. So we enjoyed the movie. What was it like working with a fun cast, including John Corbett and Janel Parrish?
I mean, working with a legend like John and then such a seasoned veteran like Janelle,
Yes.
I learned a lot. I definitely learned a lot, but also just like looking at and learning from Lana. I mean, she's so deeply talented on the dramatic side and the comedic side. When you watch this film, you will see it's saturated with her reactions, like these little ism faces that she makes, and they're so funny.
Thank you. Thank you.
And so, have you guys ever read this novel that
Yes.
it's based off of?
Yes.
I
did?
have not.
You haven't?
No.
Well,
I have read it, and
Yeah.
I read it before when I got the pre-read audition. I read it real quick, and then when I found out I was going, to callbacks, all these things, I read it more thoroughly. Thoroughly? Is that a word? Thorough? Something.
Thoroughly.
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 And then, I mean, now it's pretty much ingrained in my head.
Mhm.
But I love it. I love it. I think Jenny is a beautiful writer, and I think she can really simplify very complex human emotions
Yeah.
very well. So.
And were there any memorable moments on set that you guys would want to share with us?
I'd say just the connection, the intimacy between all of us. Janelle, Israel, Broussard, Lana, and I. Just spending time on set, off set, talking, getting to know each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my most memorable moment was doing our scene, like our audition scene, when we actually shot that. That was very cool for me to kind of see something come off the page and what it actually is supposed to look like. That was awesome. And then, of course, the connections and, the relationships with everyone. Because I think it's very rare that you work on a project where you actually genuinely love everyone.
Yeah.
So we got really lucky.
Awesome.
We did.
I mean, the premise of the story, it's a nightmare for any 16-year-old teenager.
Yeah.
I mean, what would you guys do if your crushes found out the same stuff that happened in the story and the movie?
I would have done exactly what Lara Jean does, man.
Man.
I think we got lucky because, we teamed up. She wanted all the other boys to think that, I don't really have a crush on you. And I had an ex-girlfriend to make jealous. So to team up and make that contract, with these rules of engagement until a certain date, I think that was genius.
Yeah. I would have just pretended like it wasn't happening. Denial is always the best way to go.
Yeah. So, I mean, the story dealt with some, pretty serious issues that teens deal with, every day. It wasn't preachy about teen issues, but it was done more through a humorous way. Have you guys ever dealt with any of the same issues that were portrayed in this story?
Yeah, when I was in high school, and even today, I always sometimes find myself not feeling like I belong, or feeling that if I'm myself, maybe people will judge me and not like me. So I think that's such a universal fear, though.
Yeah.
And I feel like everyone has felt like, oh God, if I'm myself, everyone's just gonna hate me. And so I could really relate with Lara Jean on that, where you have to take a chance and be yourself, and the good people in life will respond to that, and those are the friends that you actually want to have. So I can relate to her feeling sometimes like she doesn't belong, for sure. I can definitely relate to that.
For me, it's the family element, the family value that Lara Jean has with her sisters and her father. Sometimes the outside world gets really chaotic and it feels unsafe and it just comes down around you, and in those times, it's really important to have a family or have a friend group that is your family to go to for support and for love, and to allow them to love you.
Yeah. And there was this one scene where Peter's character said he couldn't stand up to his ex-girlfriend, who was being pretty nasty about Lara Jean's shoes. In reality, would you guys have handled the situation any different?
I think if someone was trying to be petty with my shoes, I'm a little bit more aggressive than Lara Jean is. I'd be like, stand back. But yeah, I wouldn't react the same way as Lara Jean to innate bullying, because I think it's good to just shut that down.
Yeah.
But you live and you learn.
I don't think I would ever date somebody that would do that. So.
Yeah. So how are Peter and Lara Jean different than other roles you guys have played in the past?
Well, I've never played a lead. nor have I played like I've never been in like in a rom-com, so all that is different for me. I've never been a lead, so that was just a total change.
Yeah.
And I've never really, a lot of the characters I've played have been comic based, which is amazing because you, just like the book, you have a pre-existing fan base and you have a pre-existing Bible that you can refer to as an actor. But I've never played a normal girl before, so that was really awesome.
Yeah.
I'd say that Peter Kavinsky's really different from the role I played on The Fosters. The Fosters is so much more dramatic.
Yeah.
Funny in moments, but my character towards the end had a traumatic brain injury, and that was really, really intense and a completely other dimension than what Peter Kavinsky goes through, though emotions are still present.
Yeah.
So there's one difference. I could go on for days, but, but that I think is a distinct difference. Is this is a rom-com, and it's All the Boys Love Before is hilarious, and it's also really sad and real and vulnerable and visceral. But it's yet still a rom-com and great and so funny.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So, have you guys ever had a text and or letter, person that you wish you'd never have sent out? And I mean, how did that work out in the end?
Have you? I haven't.
I mean, you know what? To be completely honest, we've had this question before, and I think, like, everyone sends a text that they don't mean, like, to the wrong person, but not to the extent of, like, bearing your soul.
Yeah.
So I've never had, like, that moment where you're like, I'm gonna die. Like, I've never had that.
Yeah.
I'd say for me, even if something that I did send, like, got blown up, I mean, it's how I felt at the time.
Exactly,
whatever. Like, if it becomes an issue, then it's an issue for other people more than it is for me.
Yeah, definitely. And what kind of advice would you give your fans that are dealing with things like this, like relationship issues, bullying, and rumors like your characters are going through in the movie?
In terms of bullying, I think that you gotta stand up for yourself, no matter what. And even if you're made fun, like, sometimes people are horrible. They'll make fun of you for standing up for yourself. But at the end of the day, like, stand up for yourself if you're being bullied, and if you feel like you're not strong enough to do that, know that you have friends who will stand up for you as well. Love advice. I think in high school, you might not meet the person for you for the rest of your life, and but learning how to care for someone is so important, and take that risk in high school, and your life isn't going to be fulfilled unless you have that high school breakup that you cry about all the time. But take risks.
Yeah.
I mean, as to bullying, hurt people.
Yeah.
I stand by that. I think it's so true. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't rock somebody in the face if they deserve it. Sometimes you need to remind someone of what respect is and what love and caring is.
Yeah.
With tough love. I mean, that's my last resort. I don't think, I've been in one fight, but that's not something I like to do. And then as to love is like, don't be afraid to love. That's a huge theme in our film, because the whole, the impetus for the plot of All the Boys I've Loved Before is Lara Jean being afraid to commit to love. And don't be. There's a point where I say, so what, you're afraid of love? And you nod, and I say, why?
Yeah.
Like, why are you afraid? So I would say, don't be afraid to love. Don't be afraid to love in the first place if you've never done it before. But more importantly, don't be afraid to accept love.
That's hard.
And there's a big one is don't be afraid to love again. Because if you can learn to love another person after you've loved someone totally and had your heart broken, and yet you still find it again, that is, to me, one of the most powerful lessons a human being can learn on this planet.
Definitely. All right, and this being a Netflix movie, do either of you have any upcoming plans with Netflix for future films or TV shows or any projects along those lines?
I have a film coming out actually in September called Sierra Burgess is a Loser with Shannon Purser and RJ Seiler, which I'm really excited about.
Yeah.
And then I did a film with Austin that's called The Stand-In. I don't know where it's going to find a home yet, but
maybe
with Netflix. But no, Sierra Burgess is a Loser is coming out in September.
Yeah.
So I'm writing the tales of this one. So August 17th.
To
All the Boys
I've not, like, Netflix hire me please hire me again.
They will.
But for right now, I don't have anything on the
Yeah.
horizon with them, except for To All the Boys I've Loved Before.
August 17th.
August 17th.
Only on Netflix.
Only on Netflix.
Watch it
Globally.
globally.
Worldwide.
All at once. It's
Again and again.
It's an instantaneous thing.
Yes.
Really cool.
If you have questions, rewind. You won't have questions, but just keep watching.
Or hit us up on Instagram or Twitter.
Yeah.
Instagram preferably. That's what we use now.
Yes.
Oh my god.
All right, so we're here at VidCon promoting the movie, and have you guys been interested in seeing any creators, and like how's your experience been so far?
I want to meet. I would love to meet Manny MUA because I love his content. I would love to meet. Well, I did meet BuzzFeed's Worth It. Do you watch their channel?
I've seen their least expensive versus most
Yes,
expensive.
yes.
Yeah.
I love that show. I met them really briefly. I didn't. It wasn't my best. Like I just went up and I said I'm a huge fan, and then I was like, darn it, why? But I am. I would love to meet Kristen Dominique, but I don't know if she's here. I have like a select few people that I really watch their stuff religiously because I think it's amazing. Being a YouTuber is incredible, and I think it's a specific skill that no one has because they make their whole job is
Entertaining people.
People based on their personality.
And like it has to be every day or else
every day.
consistent.
And I think they're incredible, and so I really do think that they have such a talent, and I wish that I could have walked around a little bit more and embarrassed myself.
That would have been fun.
But here we are. I wasn't allowed to.
No, not really. JC Kalen, I just wish I saw him today. Or Emily Tosta.
Or the fainting goat.
Or the Phantom.
Or the fainting goats. Goats.
Go tie.
Yeah. All right, and finally,
Sorry.
it's all good. Netflix is taking a big jump into films. How do you feel that they are changing the playing field for for opening it up for opportunities for filmmakers and actors?
I think they're killing it.
Yeah.
I think they're a highly disruptive entity.
Yes.
That's just completely come into Hollywood and just revamp the whole thing and shaking it all up. And I'm in love with their model. You know, what's really great about Netflix is that I think they have over 140 million subscribers or something, and they're all paying $9.99. So they're making over $1 billion every month just from subscriptions. So that's over $12 billion a year.
No other studio has that reach.
Right, and for $12 billion a year, that's an annual profit, not including other things. They're able to just pour money into content. I think 2 or 3 years ago they put $3 billion into buying original content. So they're just a powerhouse for just. And distributing content.
Some of their original content has exploded. Like you saw, like Stranger Things, that's blown up.
13 Reasons Why.
The Crown.
Oh yeah.
It's endless, and also what we've been talking about is 120 different countries all get the content.
190.
190.
Yeah.
All get that content instantaneously.
It's insane.
So it's something that the studios are going to have to figure out a way to catch up to. And I know that they are. I hope that they do. You know, I mean, I'll always go to movies in theaters. I love watching films in theaters.
Oh my God.
But Netflix their model's really disruptive, is what I say.
Definitely. All right, well, thanks guys. I really appreciate it. And I'm George for Pop Entertainment, and thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Dude, you are such a good.
Oh, thank you.